is a spider pig. Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a spider pig. Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a spider pig. Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a spider pig. Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing?
Seeing Vegeta squash Dodoria and Zarbon was great, but despite them being villains, that doesn't make Vegeta a hero yet. It was villain versus villain and it was great. Both sides had their own selfish desires. During Vegeta's hunt for the Dragon Balls, he would still kill anyone in his way, even Bulma if he wanted to. Just the distractions by Zarbon stopped him. But due to the Dragon Balls being a top priority, he let Krillin and Bulma live that one time. It just depends what side of the bed he woke up on. He knew Krillin was no issue to him there, and so he just continued with his mission. But that's not to say he wouldn't just do it. He's still the same Vegeta as on Earth. Maybe at this point we could argue he's just getting even for when Krillin spared his life. That's just a theory, as he doesn't want to be in anyone's debt. But even Krillin said it's a miracle they are still alive. If you want to stay alive against Vegeta back then, just don't be a threat to him. And this is backed up because he did give a number of hours to the Earthlings in waiting for Kakarot to arrive. So he's not just a murder-hungry warrior for no reason. Throughout the course of Namek, Vegeta would begin to change ever so slightly, and that mainly came down to the circumstances, with there being many more threats such as the Ginyu Force and Frieza. Vegeta deep down didn't care about Gohan and Krillin, but he knew he had to work with them to survive. Furthermore, when Goku arrived, he basically knew he was at Goku's mercy due to the power difference. He swallowed his pride and continued his quest. It may have seemed like he was acting like the good guy for this part of Namek, but the truth was, he wasn't. He still had his selfish motives. He just allied with Goku and the gang to take down the bigger threat. Killing Goku was still something he wanted to do later down the line, and it was Vegeta's drive for this Super Saiyan legend that kept him ticking, kept his adrenaline high, through all of the Namek struggles against Frieza. When Frieza entered his second form and crushed Gohan on the ground, we could even see Vegeta's true feelings then. He still didn't care if Gohan died. He still had his selfish goals in mind, and that is the show of a villain. But we could start to say Vegeta had now become the anti-villain, as Frieza was the larger threat. However, he wasn't good-spirited. The ultimate turning point of Vegeta came when he realized he wasn't a Super Saiyan. The confidence, ego, adrenaline, excitement just all vanished, and he was left with an empty vessel of a body. no longer able to suppress the pain he's endured all his life. Realizing after all of this, he is still Frieza's possession. Vegeta's spirit was crushed, but because he could no longer hold all that pain and suffering back with that ego, he poured out all those feelings to Goku whilst he was dying. He placed his faith in Goku to be the Super Saiyan. Hell, he didn't like Goku in the slightest, but his Saiyan race and pride meant everything to him. And because Goku was the last remaining Saiyan, that was better to beat Frieza than no Saiyan at all. His heartbreaking speech came out, telling Goku about the way he grew up and why he's a cold bastard. Goku felt the pain of Vegeta and could see that Vegeta didn't want that life deep down. He was forced into it. It was like Vegeta was trying to escape himself, but he couldn't. The years of acting strong and merciless provided Vegeta with that shield to cope with life. His dying wish for Kakarot to beat Frieza was the beginning of peace between Goku and Vegeta. At least on a physical level, when Vegeta came back to life, he still played on that destroying Kakarot thing. But I believe after the events of Namek, he didn't want to kill Kakarot anymore, but his goal was just to beat him so bad that he can show that he is the greatest Saiyan. I think the killing Kakarot motive ended after Namek personally. And that is backed up because when he is on Earth, for the brief time after Namek, at least in the anime, Vegeta could have easily mopped the floor with Gohan and Piccolo, but after whipping Gohan in the little backyard brawl, he did indeed back off when Piccolo intervened. This showed me that Vegeta was still a jerk, would still beat your ass, but he had those memories of fighting alongside Gohan and Piccolo, and it was that small respect he had for them that stopped him going for the kill. He would never show that little bit of respect to them, but you knew it was there deep down, and it was always shown between him and Piccolo in a weird way. They loved to hate each other. But the evil side of Vegeta was slowly diminishing. He was growing into a new man. In the times of peace, he was driven by the internal goal of becoming a Super Saiyan, and rightfully so. That's a legend that has been embedded into his head since he was a child. And after seeing Goku as a Super Saiyan, he damn right believes he deserves that even more. Now, between the time after teleporting from Namek to the point Trunks arrives, Vegeta undergoes the Pink Bad Man arc. And in this arc, I will honestly say that was a massive deal to his character, which continued to encourage his personality to go from a villain to a hero. He was nowhere near a hero at this point, but you couldn't label him as a villain either, because he met the Earthlings, experienced their way of life, and actually in a selfish way found use of Earth by using its facilities, probably eating a ton of its food, sleeping in a peaceful bed at night. Vegeta was changing, he was becoming accustomed to Earth's way, but the biggest change to his personality was due to the fact he was surrounded by peaceful people for that duration. Bulma, Yamcha, Bulma's family, and many more. Bulma always showed him kindness. Sure, she was annoying at times, but when he hurt himself in training, she would care for him. And I feel that kindness of Bulma, meeting Bulma, was one of the biggest things to impact Vegeta's life. Think of how much of a difference that would be to your mood instead of being surrounded by Zarbon and Dodoria on a daily basis. Yeah, a big deal. It was almost like the true Vegeta deep down was starting to awake, but it wasn't quite there yet. The arrogant prince with a lust for power was still in the driver's seat of his personality, but his kill-at-will personality, I believe that had fizzled out.
It looks like someone's been doing their push-ups, sit-ups, and drinking plenty of juice. Why don't you and I do some private training?
OMG, I would so love to learn how to do the Kaioken.
You bet! I'll even show you my special power pole technique.
Goku, you are so rad. Dad, we're just going to train. Stop being weird.
The only thing weird here is Kakarot putting his hands on my baby girl!
Daddy, you have done this so many times. When Goten and I were hanging out, you overreacted like a total geek.
I want to take out your
You bastard!
And when Yamcha offered me flowers, you knocked out his teeth.
Creep!
Hello. You come around here often? Wait, Vegeta, that's your... Oh my god. I flirted with a monkey. I almost committed bestiality. Ah! You're still a monkey.
Are you feeling angry, humiliated? Is that it? Fool! You don't know humiliated!
Now I I will slowly do the same to you. So why don't we start slow, beginning with this here, huh, Saiyan? With this Destructo Disc, I'd say we should start with your limbs first. Maybe go for your arms there first before I rip your legs off, leaving your head as the last thing that remains. Yeah, sounds like a great plan, now doesn't it? And so now then, don't move.
Don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the dominoes. You blew up the dominoes, and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Even though the battle that is currently taking place here within the Null Realm is intense enough as it is, I can also now begin to sense that the battle that is currently being waged on Earth involving Vegeta is just as extreme. There's no telling on what may come out of either of these situations here, but one thing is for certain, and that's if Vegeta falls, then I'm afraid those who are left to fend themselves on Earth will also end up being destroyed.
As our story now continues back on Earth with both Cooliza and Master Ultra Ego Vegeta being shown having to slow one another down, as with neither warrior looking to falter to the other, it was only upon Vegeta now being shown standing back up by laughing where Vegeta then went on to respond, "It's amazing, isn't it? I absolutely revel at the chaos of our battle, because with every drop of blood that you spill, does it only continue to ignite my fighting spirit in growing stronger and stronger the longer we fight. I haven't felt this alive in decades. And it's only just the beginning," Vegeta continues. "So you may be stronger than me within the moment, but I'll make sure to run you down until there is absolutely nothing left of you remaining. So shall we?" With Cooliza responding, "So I must admit, I'm not quite used to seeing you still stand around and run your mouth like this, let alone be strong enough to fight my fusion off the way you did, but this too, like all things, won't last very long, and you know it to be true, monkey. It'll only be a matter of time before I tear you open and watch you squirm, just like how Frieza made you squirm back on planet Namek. Then why don't you go on ahead and try and make me squirm then, you freak?" Vegeta then went on to quickly dash by shouting, "So come on!" With Cooliza quickly being shown also now doing the same and responding, "Oh, I will, you repulsive little primate. As soon as I am done using you as a warm-up, you'll get your long-awaited death wish that you've been dying to get." To which, upon the two now being shown having to clash on ahead and creating a massive shockwave that had echoed all around the planet, it was only during the point of contact mid-collision where Vegeta then went on to respond, "What's wrong? Running out of gas already? Was that the hardest that you can hit me with? How disappointing." With Cooliza responding, "Oh, you cheeky little monkey. Far from it, in fact. So now watch and see, because since you love running your mouth so much, then what do you say that we try shutting it so that way I can further prevent you from making our ears bleed?" In which, from out of nowhere, the moment Cooliza had managed to get behind Vegeta and wrapping him up in a chokehold, that was when Cooliza went on to then continue, "You're running out of options here, Vegeta. No matter how much you try and fight back, I will always find a way to overpower you. Pathetic insect looks like you should already know their place on the food chain, Vegeta. Now beg, with Vegeta quickly responding, also, I'd rather burn alive than ever beg for my life to the likes of you. Oh, well, that could also be arranged in due time, my little puppets, cooliza says. But not before I choke you to death, Vegeta. And soon after, I'll just go on ahead and burn what remains of your body as soon as I'm done. To which even now, despite cooliza being shown having to apply even more pressure in attempting to break Vegeta's neck, where Vegeta from that point then went on to quickly laugh by responding, not bad, Fusion, but tell me something. What do you think will happen once you start to realize that attempting to choke me out and break my neck won't be enough? What then? Because with the way this battle is going, it'll be a cold day in hell before I'd ever allow for you to run right through me without me having to take a piece of you with me. And guess what else, you monster? I know that you are still hiding quite a bit of power from me, Vegeta continues. So unless you start acting on your ability to use the full force of what this fusion of yours is made of, then I am going to slowly but surely catch back up and rip the two of you apart and out of this fusion for good. Oh, nonsense, monkey, cooliza quickly went on to then shout. You will never have what it takes to destroy what you cannot comprehend. But Vegeta, on the other hand, was not having it, because despite Vegeta now being shown having to try his best in pulling cooliza's arms away, it was only just upon with Vegeta now being shown having to slowly but surely do so where cooliza went on to continue. This Saiyan's lost it. He's actually trying to push out and break free from my hold on him. No, not as long as I am in full control, you won't. So now just die, Vegeta. But then, it was only from within that very moment, as Vegeta was now shown throwing multiple elbows directly into cooliza's gut, where Vegeta from that point was slowly beginning to now slip out of his vice grip, as Vegeta then went on to respond, unfortunately for you, dying for me was never really on the menu. But it will be soon for you once I start breaking you down bits by bits. Did you really think that I was just going to roll over and die and not be prepared for any and all odds that would be stacked against me, Fusion? This battle is far from over, especially while retaining the power that I need to continue. I am not the same Vegeta that you remember, Vegeta then went on to continue. I have evolved into becoming the very stuff your deepest, darkest nightmares are made of. The very definition of both power and pride. And no amount of DNA manipulation or fusion methods will ever come close in matching that. You will never come close in destroying what I've become. And you don't have to buy into a single word that I say either, because I'll be more than happy enough to show it to you. Hurts, doesn't it? Vegeta went on to continue as cooliza went on to let go. But it won't stop there, since you love taking shots at me thinking that you were going to crush me the second we engaged. Well, think again! To which, upon the moment of impact, as Vegeta was now shown knocking cooliza back down, it was just upon with Vegeta now being shown asserting control, where Vegeta from that point then went on to continue, you'd be crazy to believe that I would allow for the two of you in your stupid fusion to have your way with the people of this planet along with enslaving this universe. And so one way or another, no matter what it is that I would need to do in order to put the two of you in your place for good, I'll do it. Destroying you comes at any cost, you hear me? And as long as I am here to stand in your way, you will not survive. In which, as Vegeta was now shown having to fire down multiple energy blasts directly at cooliza as cooliza was shown on the defensive, it was only as these energy blasts were now beginning to make contact where cooliza then went on to say to himself, I'll curse this monkey and his ridiculous destroyer transformation. If either of us would have known that Vegeta would be this difficult to destroy, then we would have either waited until we trained far enough into reaching new levels of our own or slaughtered him on the spot. Oh, but thankfully it doesn't look as though he knows yet. Either that or he is fully aware and is waiting for me to use it against him. You know, I will be kind enough to give you credit in finding a way to hold out and even push me this far in our fight, Saiyan. However, with both Frieza and Cooler part of my very being, this just means that I too also possess the serum samples that they took that was made in order to make them stronger, with Vegeta then asking, "So what? Then that just means that you'll die along with it." Or so I want you to believe, monkey. We still have so much left to show you, which is why I am having way too much fun to simply put all of the stops against you right now, Vegeta. It'll be way too early for me to reveal my secrets to you, but I want you to know that just like you and your race of bloodthirsty monkeys, I am also getting stronger and stronger the more we fight. The longer this goes, the worse this will become for you. Whether we continuously match one another or not, my power, unlike yours, will continue to lap you until I drain you of your very energy and finish you off in the most brutal way possible. That much I can promise you, and if you can't already see that by now, even as you try and blast me into pieces, then you truly are more delusional and desperate than I assumed you were before we started fighting, Saiyan. But maybe you need a bit of a reminder of what I'm talking about, and so now watch closely, Cooliza continues. Choosing to try and blast me into pieces was a big mistake, Vegeta. Observe, monkey. Does any of this look familiar to you? Because it should. And in case you must have forgotten by now, then you can go on ahead and thank Moral for this when you meet him in hell, Vegeta. What the heck? Vegeta went on to then quickly shout. You bastard! You used his energy collecting ability to siphon off extra power. And just what exactly do you plan on doing with that, you little coward? Quit playing games and answer me now! With Cooliza responding, well, simple, Saiyan. Why have this go to a waste when I can just consume this ball of power and grow even stronger than I was off of the portions of the energy that I've collected here? But what do you think, Cooliza went on to ask? Should I eat this now? Smell like hell if I have something to say about that, you won't. Oh my, Vegeta. And just look at who the desperate one between us both really is. And I told you that I have much more to show you, which you're already too late to do anything about anyways. To which right before the moment of impact, as Cooliza was now shown having to finally consume this ball of energy, it was only just as Vegeta had gone as far as to miss his attack now where Cooliza went on to continue, oh, I don't think so, monkey. Your desperation is very entertaining, Vegeta, but it won't be enough. Now I want your little buddy Goku to return to a scene where he finds you in such a way where not even his worst nightmares can describe, Vegeta, and guess what? That will be exactly what that pile of trash will see. That lousy god of destruction taught you well, Cooliza went on to continue after he was shown knocking Vegeta down, but it clearly wasn't enough to help you overcome me, slave monkey. Now admit your inferiority to me, with Vegeta now being shown grabbing onto Cooliza's leg before stomping on down to his chest by responding, I will never. You can try and deny the truth as much as you want, but you can't destroy me, and deep down, you know it. And it's not because you don't want to, it's because you can't. Because nothing that you are trying to use against me is working, and it's your arrogance that I will use against you that will destroy you. My arrogance, you say? Cooliza went on to then ask. What a joke you are, Vegeta. And I can sense your frustration, and it's so delicious. Now I know what you're trying to do deep down because I can see it through your actions against me, Saiyan. You're actually trying to destroy me, but are slowly starting to see that you can't despite your efforts. Your power is insignificant in comparison to a true deity slayer, for I am the butcher of all Saiyans, and you should already know this after I butchered your people once before, and now I will slowly do the same to you. So why don't we start slow, beginning with this here, huh, Saiyan? With this Destructo Disc, I'd say we should start with your limbs first. Maybe go for your arms there first before I rip your legs off, leaving your head as the last thing that remains. Yeah, sounds like a great plan, now doesn't it? And so now then, don't move and I'll be sure to make this quick. To which it was right before Cooliza had gone as far as to now use this Destructo Disc on Vegeta, where Vegeta quickly then went on to respond, respond, then you better act fast unless you want to fry. Fry? Wait a minute, Cooliza went on to then shout. The ground is glowing, as Vegeta went on to then laugh by responding, good luck. I went along ahead and modified an old move that I like to call my destructive storm. In which seconds later, the moment Vegeta had gone as far as to now use instant transmission in getting out of harm's way, we're from all around Cooliza, similar to the technique that was used of that of Nappa in Dragon Ball Z, where a gigantic storm of destruction energy was now shown having to engulf Cooliza, as Cooliza then went on to shout, why, you dirty Saiyan! This will not consume and destroy me! I will break free and end you, Vegeta! Just wait until I go and finally get my hands on you, Saiyan! Now just where are you hiding? I can feel your presence nearby. Aha! There you are, Cooliza shouts. Do you really think that I won't be able to find out where you're hiding, monkey? To which, even despite Cooliza being shown backhanding Vegeta across the face, was when Vegeta had gone as far as to now laugh at Cooliza's face by responding, and just who said that I was trying to hide from you? Guess again. You took the bait, and now I'm going to enjoy what happens to you next. Very, very much, in fact, as a terrified Cooliza had now gone as far as to turn around and seeing the pose that Vegeta had now taken by responding, that pose, I recognized that pose before. That technique comes from the gods of destruction. No! To which within that very moment, as Vegeta had now gone as far as to utter the words haki, where Cooliza was now fortunate enough to smack Vegeta's hand out of the way by then shouting, oh no, no you don't, Vegeta, not even in a million years you won't, Saiyan. Trying to erase me, huh? Think that we wouldn't be up to date with the technique of the gods, monkey? And I'll be damned to ever let you try that on me again, Saiyan. Because if anyone is going to be getting erased here on this stupid planet today, then it will be you, Vegeta. Not me, do you understand, monkey? In which, in a retaliatory act, as Cooliza had now gone as far as to knock Vegeta back down, was when Cooliza then went on to shout, you little rat, you! Don't you ever even think about trying that on me again, because I can promise you that it won't work. Yes, and you almost had me, Cooliza went on to continue. That would have been the only ever time throughout this entire battle where you would have had me beat in. But I'm already aware of that, and I'm already aware of what that can do. Just you wait. I'll show you, Vegeta went on to then say with his face down onto the ground. Now, I'd be lying if I said that I wanted to end this now, but instead of blowing up this entire planet, why don't we go for half of it instead and leave the other half for us to fight on? Rather than just do what I did to the Lookout, I think it'll suit us both best if we added a bit of color to this scenery, Saiyan. As much as one part of me wants to end your life now, which I'm only going to guess is coolers, the Frieza side of me wants to continue to punish you some more before we finally slaughter you. So well, but then, it was just as right before Cooliza was going to finish his sentence where Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta had now gone as far as to stand back up by responding, well, you better hurry and pick which side that you want to listen to then, because I'm far from finished with you, Fusion. He's still able to stand back up and with ease? But I don't understand. He shouldn't be able to get back up so quickly. Oh, tell me, what other hidden abilities does your new destroyer form grant you, Cooliza went on to ask. As if I would reveal any of what I've learned through my training with Lord Beerus with you, Vegeta went on to spit out blood by responding. And just as you are able to grow, I too am adapting. Didn't think your fusion and my destroyer power would go tit for tat like this, now did you? How ironic. Oh, the only thing that's about to be ironic here, Cooliza went on to cut in, is what I'm about to do to one half of this world before you'd even have the chance to blink, Vegeta. The fact still stands that I am outpacing you when it comes down to growth, so don't get cocky because you haven't surpassed me yet, Saiyan. You've shown me that even after all these years, you and your race of slaves should be annihilated. But I only promise to take out half of this planet out with you on it, so that way you don't miss the fireworks, Saiyan. So now, any last words before one half of the Earth goes boom? With Vegeta responding, so the only thing that will go boom around here will be your pathetic efforts person trying to destroy my planet. So now if you're really looking for a light show, then try and keep your eyes open and don't blink to this. Big Bang Attack, Vegeta went on to then shout, to which as the Big Bang Attack was now shown making its way towards cooliza, as cooliza had now gone as far as to swipe it away, it was only right before cooliza could even respond as to what was going on, where cooliza then went on to shout, "You wish, monkey, now get this out of my face before," but then it was only just as cooliza was momentarily now being shown distracted, where Vegeta had now gone as far as to swoop on in and kicking cooliza by then telling him, "Before you what, you coward? I told you to keep your eyes wide open and not blink, didn't I? And so I said it once and I will continue to say it again. You will not have your way with this planet, Haki!" To which within that very moment, as a puzzled cooliza had now witnessed his entire supernova now be vaporized before his very eyes, where cooliza went on to then respond, "Why you didn't, you rotten pile of garbage! You actually eradicated my attack! Oh, enough of this, Vegeta! You are really starting to get under my skin with how persistent you are. So now just accept what will be and just die already. You know how this is going to end, so quit trying to fight it and accept your destiny, monkey. Or maybe you ought to stop for a moment and realize something," Vegeta went on to then quickly respond. "Realize that for the first time in our history, the outcome will not be what favors you, but instead will be what favors me by the very end of this day, you cowards. And as we both get stronger, it will be me who emerges as the stronger and superior warrior, not you. It will never be you so as long as I stand here to face off against you, so accept your fate first." In which right after Vegeta from that point was then shown having to knock cooliza down, with cooliza being shown stabilizing himself, was when cooliza went on to then respond, "Oh, this is getting more and more annoying, and he is really starting to get on my very last nerve with his disgusting antics, and I've had enough. He shouldn't be able to do this, especially not now. But I mustn't let him get under my skin any more than he already has, especially if I want to preserve my full power for a later time. And as we both continue to get stronger, I have to try and exploit the one weakness that I found coming from him if I wish to last out here against him, which is going to be exactly what I'm about to do." As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 56 special then comes to a close. Now, this battle on Earth is definitely a battle that is going to determine whether or not Vegeta has the grit in outlasting cooliza or not, to where at the same time it's only now fairly evident that cooliza himself, even though he's made up of a very powerful fusion, cannot seemingly go as far as to now take Vegeta down on his own, despite him going as far as to even try the slightest, which only now goes as far as to beg the question on what these warriors are hiding up their sleeves that they have yet to reveal to the other, to which all of this and so much more will be coming your way, as well as the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of manga chapter number 56, which just so happens to feature Angel Goku versus Takira, which will be made available right now on my Patreon for those of you out there who are members to see. So if you would not only like to support the fan manga content on this channel, but on top of also getting exclusive content and access to so much more, including my art, soundtracks, PNGs, and so much more, then I do encourage for all of you to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/unrealendgaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, to where I also want to tackle one additional thing and nip this in the butt right off the get-go and say that no, Vegeta is not going to get another transformation, only because he had gone as far as to now transcend in shattering his own limits to not only have the form that he has currently going on right now, but also maintaining that, arguably even better than how Goku was able to maintain Primal Ultra Instinct. But never say never, because I do have some interesting ideas lined up for the foreseeable future. So again, I can't wait to reveal all of that and so much more in due time. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. To which once more, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, that I do encourage for all of you to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more. Thank you all so much for your support and your patience. And with all that being said, I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello.
Yeah, but what he already knows, people don't want to see another form. Since he's got his tail, we want to see him use that part of the transformation. Shouts out to Unrelent, though. He been putting them things out because, Unrelent been going ham. Hell, y'all see he over 1 million subs. Him and his partner, they put out them episodes every week. Every week. Y'all get a review every week. Super Saturdays. Shouts out to y'all.